our previous video, we set up our cardboard with our illustrations. Then we did our recordings. Then we did our coding so the computer knows what recording to play when. Now we're going to connect our illustrations and our recording. So the first thing you're going to do is get these brass fasteners. If you have 5 recordings, you need 6 brass fasteners. If you have 4 recordings, you need 5 brass fasteners. You need 1 brass fastener for each recording. You decide where it goes. Try to pick a logical spot in your illustration. If you're doing general facts about the animal, then you want to put your brass fastener by a big picture of the animal. If you're talking about where the animal lives, you're going to put a brass fastener by your illustration that shows where they live. Maybe 1 or 2 brass fasteners per picture. Now in the bottom here, there's a brass fastener not connected to any picture. I'm going to have to see if I can find a way to outline that, but right now it's in the middle of a little heart. This is the earth, this is the ground. Makey-makeys are a giant circuit. You have to touch 2 brass fasteners at the same time.
Marine mammals that live where it's tropical and temperate temperatures.
Because you are completing the circuit. That's why we did snap circuits before this project. When I touch these 2, my body is conducting the circuit. So you always want to have this one that's being touched and then any one of these other ones. Now we use these things called alligator clips. So I'm going to show you the back side of what this looks like. This is the makey-makey. This is plugged into your computer. Now these are the alligator clips because it kind of looks like they have a mouth like an alligator. One side of the alligator clip is like biting on to a leg of the brass fastener. You want a good connection so you have a circuit. Sometimes that's a tricky part. Okay, so here's my video of the dolphin breaching. My red is here, and I have it plugged in to this. This is the down arrow. Okay, there's a down arrow, an up arrow, a left arrow, a right arrow, a space key, and this is the ground. My breaching dolphin is connected to the red cord. Here's the back of the brass fastener, and it's connected to the down arrow. So when I come over here to my coding screen, I see down arrow. When the down arrow is pressed, you start the sound about breaching. So I know down arrow, breaching. If I had this saying space, I am not going to get any information about breaching because the brass fastener that talked about the brass fastener by the picture that showed breaching was plugged into the down arrow. So I need to change this to down arrow so I know it talks about breaching. All right, let's go look at another one. This one talks about what the dolphin eats. I see I have my white cord attached to the back of that brass fastener, and this white cord is attached to the left arrow. So I know I want to tell my computer that the left arrow is the one talking about food. So let's go over to my screen. need to make sure when my left arrow key is pressed, start sound about food. If I had this still on space, then I know I need to change it to the left arrow. So it talks about food. I have to do that for each brass fastener that gives a dolphin fact. Now my ground, the one that I touch every single time, I always use a black cord because I remember it's ground. And that gets plugged in right here to the bottom of the makey where it says earth. That one is the only one plugged in to the bottom. All the others are plugged into these up, down, left, right arrows or the space key. When I have all of my talking points connected with a connected with an alligator clip to the makey, then I take this reddish cord, I plug it into the makey and into the computer. Now I'm going to test to see if it works. Let's see, this one I'm touching my ground and I'm touching this about where dolphins live. And that is my green cord, which I said is connected with the space key. So I show when I'm coding, when the space key is pressed, start sounds about where the dolphin lives. So I'm going to check this out and see if it works. Whoops, it's not working, but look, my cord isn't connected. It was connected, but then it fell. So I have to make sure it's connected, and we'll try it again.